Sup, boys? So it's been a while, but I figured I'd get some little bit of time outside here since it's going to be one of the last times that I see this thing, the sun, since Classic WoW is going to be coming out pretty soon. And I'd sit down and actually just make a video and talk to you guys about Classic WoW. I haven't really had an opportunity to do that on this channel really at all, and I think that, now that it's a couple, 2, 3 days before release, it's about time. So anyway, this has been, it's still honestly kind of surreal to me to even believe that this is even happening. And I know that might sound a little bit disconcerting to people that are planning on leveling with me or playing with me, because I have barely even planned at all. Like, I have a general idea of where I'm going to level, what I'm going to do. But for the most part, I'm just going to play the game, and I'm kind of really excited for that. Honestly, it's been one of those things where I don't know, like, really what the best example for it is. I think that, like, for me, I use this example on my stream is that, I remember, like, it's like going back to school to, like, 11th grade, and like, you're going to be an upperclassman in high school now. You're going to go to school. You're going to see all of your fucking friends on the first day, and it doesn't really hit you until, like, maybe a couple of days, a few days right before it happens that, this isn't something that's going to be happening in a while. This is something that's coming right up, and it's no longer like some distant plan in the future, but it's something that's immediate, and it's something that you're getting ready to do. And with Classic WoW, I think it's going to be kind of the same, for me at least. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's at least the way that I felt about it. And it's really exciting, and also it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I've set very, very high expectations for myself. I told people I was going to do a 24-hour plus stream. I was like, I'm going to fucking stream 16 hours a day every single day until I'm 60. And by the way, this isn't a video of me coming clean saying that's not going to happen. That's the plan. I'm going to be so glad after I've done that. It's one of those things that I feel like I have to do, I really want to do, but at the same time, what's going to feel even better than doing it is looking back and knowing that I did it. And I think that's really the perspective that I'm trying to take with this. I'm quite anxious about it. Obviously, Classic WoW is going to have like its own, sets of problems and issues with annoying people, it's like stream snipers, etc. But for the most part, I think that it's going to be a great time, and I'm still really amazed, and I'm amazed at how much excitement there is for the game, honestly. You think about it, right? And it's like, I don't remember the last time that there was a game, like, what is it, like, a game that's been this highly anticipated by this many people, and it's really stood the test of time. People have loved it for more than a decade. It's defined a generation, probably at this point multiple generations of gamers. I think about, like, on Twitch, for example, how many of the streamers on Twitch, their careers were influenced, or in some cases, in many cases, defined by World of Warcraft. And to go back and play that original version of the game, the thing that caused many of those people to take that passion and turn it into a profession, a career, to go back and play that again, it's pretty profound, and I'm really excited to do it, and for a lot of ways. I think back on myself whenever I had just started originally playing WoW. What is this, an alarm clock? Like, I don't know if you guys can hear that fucking sound. There's like this little beeping sound, but apparently it's they're driving away. Okay, it's gone now. So anyway, back when I was 16, right? So you guys, just a little bit of context. Whenever I first started playing WoW, I had just turned 16 years old. I'm 29 now. I've never really stopped playing. It was a very long time ago. I look back at my life back then. I was in high school. I was, I had more hair, and I had more hair here and less hair here. And it was a lot different. Like, my entire life was different. I'm lucky enough to say that I still have many of the same friends that I did back then today, but many of them obviously have moved on and done other things, moved away, etc. But I can always look back at that time in my life, and it was just so perfect. And I remember, like, the year that I started playing WoW, and going into like 2007 as well. It's one of the best years of my life. And I know that might sound like really stupid or cringy or pathetic or sad to some people, but I say that with pride. WoW, like, I learned more from WoW than I did from business school. I learned more from WoW than I did from actual school. It's the same as I learned more from Age of Empires than I did from history class, right? And I just learned so much from the game, and it was just such a profound and impactful thing in my life to go back and play it again in the original form and to re-experience all those things again is going to be something that I'm looking forward to so much, and it's going to make me so happy, and it's going to be so fulfilling to do for me on a personal level, not necessarily for my stream or as a creator or anything, but just on a personal level. And that leads me to another thing that I want to talk about, which is going to be streaming Classic WoW. And I think this is going to be, it's kind of an elephant in the room that a lot of people haven't really, well, a lot of people have been talking about, but a lot of streamers haven't really addressed. The truth is that I think it was Heraclitus, I forgot who it was specifically, right? You can never step in the same river twice. That is true. That is very true. As I said before, 2006 and 2007 were a very, very long time ago, which I am often cruelly reminded of. I will not have the same experience that I did back then. It's just impossible. My entire life is different. Everything about my life is different. And the few things that are the same are still slightly changed. And I don't necessarily want that to be the case, but life moves on and things just kind of progress. And overall, I can't go back and play the game and re-experience doing dead mines for the first time. I can't re-experience hitting level 40 and spending all of my gold on plate armor instead of my mount, because I might take a while to get there, but whenever I do, I'm going to kick ass. That was Asmongold logic back in 2006. Funny how things changed now. The Mount God, metaphorical God, at least right now, until BFA becomes Flavor of the Month again, and I go hard on that after Classic and everything. But anyway, so many years ago, obviously, I had a completely different life and everything, so I can never go back and really play the game in the same way that I used to back then. But the truth is that even if I had never played it before, I don't think that I could ever really have the same experience that I did then now as a streamer, and that's really just the truth of it. I think that the way that I'm going to handle that personally is that I've already said that I'm not really planning on accepting like any sort of like favors or handouts or items or any sort of streamer benefits or whatever, aside from being able to create groups quickly, which obviously is a very big benefit, until I get my epic mount, because I do want to experience the game and have some form of progression that's internal and intrinsic and not just something that's outsourced to my viewers. So that is something that I'm still planning on doing, but like obviously if somebody gets an item and they give it to me, depends on what the item is. But if it's in a group or something like that, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, right? Probably not, though. I do want to kind of play the game in an authentic manner. And I know that obviously, authentic manner, okay, streamer, fucking over 10,000 viewers, how authentic is it really going to be? The truth is that it's not going to be authentic. It won't. And the way I'm going to kind of handle that is I'm probably going to play another alt on maybe like an RP server, or probably just on like another server in general, like another PvP server, maybe even a Horde alt that I won't really play on stream, and I probably won't even tell people what the name is. I just kind of want to play that character and have that be my character that I play for myself and that I re-experience, and I play the game in my own way and everything like that, because I do believe obviously I'm a streamer first and a player second. My priority always has to be my stream, so I want to make sure that I can do the right thing for all of my viewers and the people that are watching and that enjoy the content, and that's always going to be who I'm going to put first. But that doesn't mean that if I have extra time after my stream or at some point in the future, I can't re-experience the game and have that authentic experience that I've always wanted to have. And especially because at that time I'm going to be leveling up with people being 60, and it's going to actually be kind of like whenever I first started, because most other people will be 60 and I'm going to be up and coming. And I think that's going to be very similar to the way that it used to be for me exactly. A lot of people obviously might not really still know, but I am going to be rolling on Faralina server, and on Alliance it's a PvP server. Now, there are a lot of concerns right now that there's going to be too many people rolling on that server, and the queues are going to be really bad. And if the queues are really that bad, I'm probably just going to I'm probably going to move to another server, and I'll take a lot of my friends and viewers with me, right? And we'll go and play on another server instead. It's not something that I want to do, however. I really want to be able to play on the server with all of the other people that stream, because I think that some of the content that I made on the beta for Classic is some of the best content that I've ever done on my stream. I think that, clearing dead mines for the first time without wiping, and like one of them that really kind of stands out among everything is where we kited Teremus the Devourer to Stormwind. And he's like a dragon that's like really hard to kill, and he does like an AoE heal. He does damage to people, and like he heals himself for all the damage that he heals. So because we were capped at 40, this dragon was effectively unkillable, and we had like 80 people and we still couldn't kill him. So we didn't know what to do with the dragon, so we kited him all the way to Stormwind. And Bolvar, who's like the king there at that time, he doesn't help us kill the dragon. So we're just sitting there with this giant black dragon killing everything in Stormwind, and we don't know what to do. And so we say, hey, let's make this the Horde's problem. So we kite this dragon all the way over to Thandal Span, which is the bridge that connects wetlands and the Arathi Highlands. And at Thandal Span, the Horde came to meet us, and they were like, you are not taking this fucking dragon into our city. Like, this is your problem, you're going to deal with it. And the sheer ridiculousness of basically the two factions playing hot potato with a giant level 60 dragon that's one-shotting everybody in its vicinity is hilarious in itself. And just the fact that something like that could happen is just so hilarious and funny and incredibly cool that it's something that I'll never really forget. And things like that really inspired me to create really cool and interesting and unique and fun content. And I had so much fun playing on the Classic Beta, doing those kinds of things. And I think that on the live game, the possibilities are going to be even more endless. I do, of course, not worry, but I think this is just an inevitability that, after a while, I'm going to run out of content and things to do on Classic, right? Because you can't kite the dragon to Stormwind or over to the Undercity every week, right? It's going to get kind of tiresome. So what am I going to do after that? People are wondering. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably be doing more more BFA stuff, more IRL stuff, maybe go back and finally play Dark Souls 2 or Mordau or one of the other games that I promised people. I even promised people at some point I'd do an old school RuneScape stream. So I might do that, but I obviously am going to play Classic, and I want to complete all of the content and really fully experience the game again. And I am going to be making a guild. And also, I think that some people might have interpreted me talking about, not playing Classic as much as me quitting the game. I never really intend to quit Classic. I even after Nax is out, I still want to raid on Tuesdays and kind of log on and do that on my stream, because I think it's just a really cool thing where you get all the boys together and you just go on an adventure. And I think that's really what fantasy games and these role-playing games are all about. I was a guy that grew up, I watched Lord of the Rings every night, man. I did. And Conan the Barbarian, I watched that last night with my mom again. And, Willow and all of these other, like, fantasy, I don't know, I have to think of Game of Thrones, basically any fantasy movie or game that's come out in the last 20 years, I've probably seen it, or there's a reason why I didn't see it, right? And same with games, like everything. I've always been really into this kind of stuff. Swords and wizards are much more my thing than, lasers and spaceships, personally. So it's just the idea of going and getting your friends together and going on adventure, and I don't know, it's so exciting to think about doing that again. And I know that it won't be the same, but my best case scenario is that it'll remind me of the way that it used to be. And I think that's the way everybody should look at Classic. I don't think that you should try to relive the same experiences that you had back then, but you should try to have new experiences in the context of your old ones. That's at least what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to look back at this. I'm going to come back and say, last time I was here, I was such a fucking idiot. I didn't think that you could, enchant your helmet or something like that. But this time I know, right? It's like almost giving yourself a second opportunity to go through high school again or something like that. And it's like this time where Hawaii is, and this time what a noun and a verb are. So you're not going to fail your tests anymore. And so the periodic table. So all of these things, I'm going to try to go back and have kind of an experience that's in the context of that. And I'm just so excited to do that. And as I said, also very, very anxious with how many expectations and how serious people are going to be about Classic WoW. It's going to be very competitive, and I'm a very competitive person, and that's what I'm mostly worried about. Is I will play all day and all night to beat somebody at something that I don't even really care about, but because they said that I can't do it, fuck you. I'll spend 200 hours just to prove your dumbass wrong. That's just how I am, right? And it's a positive and a negative. But the point that I'm making is that obviously it's going to be something that I'm going to really enjoy, and I hope that you guys really enjoy it too. I think that Classic WoW is a truly special game, and even though I might say that I might run out of content at some point, that's under the context of me playing the game for hundreds and probably thousands of hours. And if a game can give you hundreds or probably thousands of hours of content, then I'd say it's a great game. I think Classic WoW is probably the greatest game ever made, and I mean, for sure, it's in my top 3. I mean, Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Dark Souls 1. Like, there's maybe a few more, Halo 1, Halo 2. But besides that, man, like, I really can't say that, anything beats Classic WoW for me personally, at least. So, I think that anybody who's been on the fence about trying it, fuck, dude. Give it a shot. The 26th, 27th of August, it's just in a few days. I think that if you give it a try and everything, a lot of people are going to rediscover the magic that basically captured the love and an audience of people for over a decade. And I'm really excited to do that too myself. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make a video and talk about it. That's really all there is to it. I'm running my own guild. I'm going to be running a big community of multiple guilds for all the people that want to play with me in Classic WoW. Fairlina US server. If we do have to migrate over to another server because of really bad queue times, obviously, on my Discord or whatever, I'll let people know on Twitter, whatever. But I do really hope to be on Fairlina, and I look forward to being able to play with all of the other streamers on that server and really try to do something special and make sure that people on that server really have a unique and fun Classic experience. And I think that in the ways that obviously sometimes streamers do hurt the immersion of the game and can be harmful in a lot of ways, I also feel like putting together events like bringing the dragon across Thandal Span is something that's really special and might be something that only a group of people that's coordinated by a big stream could be even able to do. And I feel like there's a lot of positives and a lot of really cool events that I can make for the game too. And so hopefully I can earn people's trust as actually being able to, be a positive influence on the game, as well as also the occasional, or not occasional, the slightly below regular, but probably regular asshole as well. So that's pretty much all I've got, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in Classic WoW. Peace.